Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome to another episode of 30 Minutes of Game. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I am having a fantastic day, and today we are taking a look at Hand of Fate 2. This is a super interesting game. It's kind of like a dungeon crawler slash card game slash action game. It's really interesting. So real quick, let's kind of take a look at some of the settings. Controls are all here. There's different things, WASD, camera movement, etc., etc. You've got different stuff here. All sorts of different things that you can mess around with and whatnot. The game is $29.99 on Steam. Let's go ahead and jump into a new game and see if we can kind of figure out what this game is all about. Now, I did not play the first Hand of Fate, although I did watch some videos on it at the time. It looked very interesting.
Your memories are fading even now, gone to form the soul of the game we play. These pieces are new, as are the stakes. Life, death, and vengeance. We must ride, for time is short, and you have much to learn. Make your first choice, and let us set these wheels in motion once more.
So we get to pick, I guess I'll be a dude. I'm assuming that's what that means. Do you want to be a dude or a girl?
These cards represent your history and our game. We know where they end, for you are here. Therefore, these cards must guide you to my side. Let us see what the journey holds.
Okay. So we have
The fool steps into nothingness, because they know no better. In the same way, you must step into the void. You are a blank slate, and together we will write your history.
Okay, so we have like a little scenario here. You've stumbled many miles through this forest in search of the thieves who robbed you. Though exhausted and hungry, you are determined to reclaim your father's amulet. You finally catch sight of the thieves hacking at a large tree and arguing among themselves. You can keep your distance or move closer to eavesdrop. I think I would like to move closer.
Every element of the game has been improved, even those that seem at first glance familiar. Do not worry, you will soon understand the nuances.
So there are 3 success cards in here and 1 failure. I think right is always right. There we go. So we were successful. It's simple. Creeping forward, you overhear their leader spouting orders. It's simple, he says. The idiots walk down the road. You push over the tree and jump out. They'll be too scared to put up a fight and we'll get rich. Why don't we just jump out and stab them? One retorts. Another hooded figure chimes in. Yeah, corpses don't put up a fight either. Frustration rises in the leader's voice. The Empire doesn't care if a few farmers lose some sprouts, but drop a corpse on the royal road and the place will be filled with soldiers before you've even spent the coin. We don't need that trouble. Now quiet. Here they come. You soon spot a group of farmers coming around the corner, bringing their wares to market. The thieves fell the tree into the path of the unsuspecting farmers and leap out, weapons brandished. Give us all your food. I can leap to the farmers' defense. I can offer to help them, but tell them it won't be free, or I can help the thieves. I think we will leap to the farmers' defense because we're good guys, right? You draw your weapon with practiced skill. Well, you hear the leader's voice. You lads handle this. I'll meet you when you're done. So now I think we jump into combat. I believe. There we go. So we have 4 thieves. 4 thugs. Violence for the sake of violence and theft for the sake of money. Thieves attack frequently and can evade standard attacks, making heavy weapons less effective. Okay. Okay, so here we go. There's my... So F is my finisher, attack, defend, space is evade, left control, run. Okay. So we can kind of like, do I have like a block? Yeah. And, okay, and right mouse button is defend. Oh, ow. And apparently you have to Okay. All right, so I'm apparently kind of terrible at this whole combat thing. Okay. There we go. So we have killed all the thugs. That did not work all that amazingly well. The farmers fumble in their haversacks in gratitude. Thank you, adventurer. I'm sure that after they took our food, they would have taken our lives as well. So we get some food, and we get more food. Food is good. You fall on the food with a sigh, shoveling bread in your mouth to quell your hunger. And that heals me a little bit. So, apparently, the leader must still have it. Okay, so he still has my amulet that I'm looking for. So I've got 81 health, 16 food, and 10 gold, I suppose? Okay, and now I advance to the next tile. I can also look at my inventory. And this is apparently like my equipment and stuff. So I have like a neglected sword, a wooden shield, adventurer's guard, and a hood. This appears to be a ring. Maybe this is a spell of some sort. I'm not sure. And then we've got our map, and you can see. Okay, got it. So we move to the next tile that uses 1 food and gives me 5 health. While enjoying a moment beside the fire, you spy a strange figure approaching your camp. It's a goblin, dressed in what must pass for goblin finery. From beneath a filthy fox pelt, serving as an ill-fitting wig, the goblin winks at you with wild red eyes. Aha, I've been roaming for hours trying to find you. We must get this over with quickly if I have any hope of getting to all the people on my list before sunrise. Lowers a sack from its shoulder. Now, from within my sack, I can conjure whatever your heart desires. The goblin's voice trails off as he examines his sack. Well, I could if there wasn't a blooming great big hole in it. His head disappears entirely into the bag until his bulbous nose protrudes from the breach. A new plan, then. The goblin pulls out his last trinkets. So we can take a sword, an axe, or a shield. I think I want the sword. Oh, we can examine it. Critical strike. Okay. So we've got armor breaker. This is considered a heavy weapon, and then we have a shield. Use defend to reflect attacks from ranged enemies. Okay, I think we want to go with the sword. That seems like the most knightly thing. Would I like to equip it? Yes. Yes, I would. Okay, find the leader of the thieves to retrieve your amulet. Yep. Exchange equipment in the inventory. So if I want to swap this out, I see. Okay. I can go back to my neglected sword, but I don't know why I would want to do that. A wise choice, now I must go. Goblin runs away. So then we'll go to the next tile. And then we're back to 91 health.
Can you find it?
You journey through a forest. Your journey through a forest is interrupted by an inquisitive child. Are you searching for the forest folk? My uncle says that they used to walk these woods giving out gifts. I want to find one and ask for a lemon cake. As they dash off to peer under a nearby log, the child shouts back, remember, if you meet the forest folk, get me a lemon cake. In the other direction, an eerie song hangs in the air. You attempt to find its origin. So 3 success chances and 1 failure. Right is always right. You follow this. I don't know if that's actually the case, but that's the limerick I'm going with. You follow the song through the thicket and stream until you find an open glade bathed in golden sunlight. You find an aged maiden, her posture bent like the boughs of a forest. It's been 12 winters since I had a visitor. Her voice is a whisper, yet it thunders in your ears. You may visit me when you are in need, adventurer.
This is yours now. Even if you lose the challenge, you have earned this token.
Okay, so we got a token. And then I guess we'll advance to the final tile.
Nothing could be more fitting now than meeting the mage who started this all. Or at least, started it all for you.
A trail of fallen trees and distraught farmers leads you to the thieves who had stolen your amulet. It seems their infighting has only gotten worse. The banders surround their former leader, weapons drawn. Okay. Everyone will get their fair share. There's no need for violence, the leader implores. Whoever heard of a thief talk about fair shares? Spits one, you turn up and boss us around. We've barely stabbed anyone. It's been days since I've stabbed someone. Days. The leader notices you approaching and waves you over. As much as I'd love to continue this discussion regarding stabbings, I'm afraid I have urgent business with my associate here. As he greets you, he whispers, keep me alive and there'll be plenty of gold for your trouble. Tell him the gold cannot replace the amulet he stole, or tell him he will pay in blood for his thievery. I'm going to say gold cannot replace the amulet he stole. He holds up a finger. First rule of negotiation, never let them know what you want. Kill my associates, and I will gladly return your amulet. Ever reliable, the thieves draw their blades to mug you. The leader hurries away to hide. Give us your stuff, or we'll stab you up, growls one of them. You consider your options. You can fight, or I can give them all of my food and gold. I think I'd rather fight. You draw your weapon and prepare to deal with the miscreants. Tip. Perform a quick riposte by attacking immediately after defending an enemy attack. Okay. I would kind of like it to show me the controls again here. Let's just see. If I hit... Ah, there we go. So I can hit escape to see them again. So, space is evade. That's the one that I really needed to remember. Okay. So I can kind of do like a little roll. Do this like Fable style. Oh, that did not block as I was hoping. It really does seem like the evade is not quite as good as I was hoping. I really don't want to be like in the middle of all these guys. Okay, you're done. Ah, man, my health is in bad shape. Mostly because I'm still kind of figuring out how this whole thing works. There we go. We got him. The fight went okay at the beginning, and then I kind of failed, but that's all right. We got the win. Now, I don't know if our health will fully recover, but we'll see. With the battle resolved, the thief leader nods in approval at the carnage before him. He holds out a hair. My name is Malaclips. Malaclips? Malaclips. Yeah, Malaclips, bard extraordinaire. His smile fades under your withering glare. Sensing your anger, he raises his hands in surrender. Wait, let's not be hasty. We're on the same side here. I'm an upstanding citizen, just like you. I've been working with the thieves, yes, but only for the greater good. No, really, they were killing people before I came along. I know it seems bad, but look. He pulls out an amulet from his pockets and presses it into your hands. All is forgiven, yes? You stare at the amulet. It does not look familiar. Oh? Malaclip says, scratching his head. He opens a small satchel. So, which one is yours? So he has a whole bunch of different amulets. So we have a lion, a pharaoh, a bull, and a eagle, maybe? I think we'll go with the lion. The lion amulet, that suits you. Very similar facial structure. Say, you know what? I'm lonely. You're lonely. We should work together. And now he's my friend. Okay. We probably should get to know one another, seeing as we're going to be friends for life. Malaclip says, tell me, where are you from? So now we're on a campfire? I see. Ah, so now I get to, like, design my character. So, choose an appearance. Okay, so I can do that. I can do that. And it seems like these change a little bit every time. I think I will do that one. A hairstyle? Yeah, I see. Okay, so I wish I could, like, rotate. It doesn't appear I can, like, rotate myself. We'll just go with this one. That's fine. And then we've got the lion. Okay, so we could do the lion, the bull. Okay, got it. And then... oh, an outfit color. I see. We'll do this one, I guess. I don't think it really matters. So we'll finish. So a little bit of kind of basic character customization. From the Eastern Belt, eh? You don't say. Good source from the Eastern Belt. Very trusting. Oh, by the way, I mean, we, friend, owe money to Vignus of the Thieves Guild. He's quite angry at us. We should journey to Mirebridge together to appease him. Some gold might help. Although, come to think of it, I'm rather busy. Malaclip's eyes a pretty trader hiking up the road, so it'd be best if you get the gold and I meet you there. So I just get dragged into his debt that he owes this other guy. But I need to get the gold for Vignis. My health is still at 42. I do have 13 food. So I think what we need to do is basically end up here, and then we can choose, like, which direction we want to go to get there.
Let us learn what sort you are.
You
Strong,
enter a competition
clever,
of strength.
Wise. The circumstances under which you come here put the lie to that.
You enter a competition of strength at a fair, a gold prize that's available to the winner. In the first round of the competition, your opponent is the diminutive Roland, a halfling from a traveling troupe of acrobats. Okay, so now I roll some dice, click and hold to grab the dice.
These dice are another small game embedded in our game.
Okay, so I take them and I throw them. Got it? And I got...
You are learning.
Okay. So I won the dice roll. Roland is no match for your strength. He gives a disappointed backflip off the table and collects his meager winnings, then cartwheels out the door. So that got us 10 gold. Okay, you take your reward from the purser on the way out the tavern. When you return, you will compete in the next round for a larger prize. Okay, so if we go here, we use one food.
The roads have become even more deadly since the Empire has come to power, despite their promises of the opposite.
The road ahead is blocked by an overturned carriage and a woman calling for help. Please help, she cries. I've been robbed by a band of thugs. Is there anything you can do? I can refuse to help her or I can assist her, and I need to get 12 with the dice. Let's try the dice roll. There we go. And choose which dice to re-roll. This one. And it's a 2.
The dice are fair, and thus you have lost this round.
Okay. Why, thank you. Now, if you'd be so kind as to give me all of your gold. The woman draws a pair of concealed blades from her corset. Come on out, boys. So she was a bandit? How sneaky of her. So it's kind of like a choose your own adventure, but with actual, like, action combat and cards and stuff. It's super interesting. Very unique concept, I have to say. Soldier's sword. Every hero must have a heroic sword by their side. This, however, is utterly ordinary. Okay. Excuse me? I guess I need to time the blocks better. Got it. Maybe I guess you time it. If you do it when they're green like that, that's like I didn't roll out of the way fast enough. Excuse me, I blocked. Yeah, so you need to time your block when they're green. Okay. Or you can roll away when they're green, apparently. And that's the finisher move. I almost didn't block that in time. So we won, but I'm still kind of trash at the combat. Distressed damsel. With the thugs defeated, you search their body for valuables. So I get to roll. And I got 13. Why couldn't I have gotten that on the first roll? There we go. You find some food. So we got 3 food for that. And then my health is trash. So now if I go back to this one, which was the strength test. Okay, it doesn't do anything new. So let's go here.
Celebrations in aid of what? You see how quickly the actions of the usurper are turned into tales for children.
Nearing the sleepy hamlet of Dulwich, you find the villagers in the midst of some kind of celebration. Much of the activity concerns a large paper and wooden statue depicting a fearsome warrior looming triumphantly over a prone lizardman. I can follow the parade, ask a local about what is going on, carry it away. Let's ask a local. A friendly stable hand explains, in a bygone age, our town was beset by half men, half lizards. There was no food, no respite, and very little hope. Salvation came in the form of a nameless warrior who hunted the beasts for little more than a handful of coins and a crust of bread. He smiles warmly at the festivities. We honor the warrior like this. The statue is filled with food and gold, and we take turns smashing it to bits with a club. You're welcome to join us, and you may keep whatever falls out. Interesting. I wonder if that's a reference to Hand of Fate 1, to the first one. Maybe it is. I genuinely don't know. The parade and statue are winding their way into the town and are almost out of sight, so let's follow the parade. The parade ends in the town square. You watch as the villagers take turns smashing the statue with a club and gathering the food and gold that spins out. A local notices your interest and asks if you would like a turn. I will join in. So there's a huge success, a and a failure. So let's do this one, and we get the failure. You wield the club with all of your strength. However, the blindfold affects your balance, and you bring the weapon down on your own foot. Oh, so now I'm injured. And I take 5 damage. Engulfed in shame, you leave the town to their celebrations and hope no tales are told of this day. That's kind of humorous. Okay, so then we'll go to the final one.
Come to the end of the beginning, running errands for mages. This will become a theme, I dare say.
You arrive at Mirebridge as the sun begins to dip below the horizon. You find Malaclips pursuing a selection of cheeses by the market. Ah, if it isn't my good friend the adventurer. Did you bring the gold? Vignes has arranged to meet us at the graveyard. You know what? Let's keep exploring. And let's check out this final tile here.
Water is a symbol for the many thoughts that churn beneath the surface. What is it you're thinking of? What concern is worrying at your mind? Let it fall into the waters beneath.
While crossing a stone bridge, you suddenly find yourself confronted by a villainous band. You could stand and fight the fiends, or throw yourself to the mercy of the river below. So stand and fight or leap into the river. Let's try leaping into the river. You dive over the side of the bridge just in time, plunging into the cold water. And we did get the dice roll. Through a combination of luck and skill, you manage to avoid the worst of the river's hazards. You emerge on the banks further downstream. And that's just the end of that tile, I guess. Okay, so let's go here. And let's go to the graveyard. You wonder whether the spot was chosen for his seclusion or for easy body disposal. Vignes greets Malaclips with a sly grin. Looks like you turned up after all. And with a lackey in tow, we had our doubts, you know. Vignes cracks his knuckles and giggles. Well now, Malaclips, convince me. What's to stop me cutting off your head today? You reveal your gold as Malaclips scrounges in his pockets for some too. The heavy satchel of riches lands at Vignes' feet with a thud that echoes through the silence of the cemetery. I lose 20 gold. That's our deal done, Malaclips says, worry obvious in his voice. No need for any further troubles. I'm sorry, Mal, Vignes grins. You should have known the guild was never going to let you pay with cash stolen from our members in the first place. Okay. So now I'm in a bad spot. I have 35 health. And presumably this will be a fairly challenging fight. Vignes the Crazed. Treacherous and greedy, a dangerous combination. He's an anarchist that throws flaming bombs that cause fire damage. Your armor is no use to you here. Okay. So I think what I should do is try to take out the little minions first. Ah, I missed. Roll. Okay, there goes that one. Okay. Roll. There we go. So now I just gotta beat up on Vignes himself. Oh, and he can do that. Okay. And then you just dodge out of the way. Got it. Oh, left shift. Oh. F to finish. There we go. So Vignes is beaten. That actually went surprisingly well. Better than I anticipated. Malekith scratches his chin thoughtfully. It seems you could do with someone savvy to help you navigate these tricky matters of diplomacy, like maybe killing everyone wasn't the best idea. Come, let us discuss our partnership over an ale or two. So now we get this.
Well done. You have cleared the first challenge, and now we can move on to the next.
Okay, so for completing the Fool, I get to choose a card. We'll do this one. The Bastion of Purification. Oh, I get both. And the Cardinal Blade. Arm Wrestling, Fork in the Road, Tarts, Pies, and Exotic Lies, and Market Thief. Oh, so do I get all of these? I guess I get all of this stuff. And for finding the Forest Folk, we get the Old Maiden. So we get all these different cards.
Welcome to my challenges. Together, we will traverse 22 paths of wisdom and despair in the hope of awakening.
Interesting. So, I guess we choose... We've done the Fool. I guess we go to the Magician. And then... Growing Scourge, prepare to fight Corrupted. Rescue the missing Empire soldiers from a town plagued with corruption. So prepare to fight Corrupted. Lose gold for every Empire killed. So we have... Okay, we have him as our companion.
All mages are my children. This one, however, I would rather disown.
And then encounters. Okay, so I get to put... What's the... Okay, so I get to put these different things in. So we should probably do the ones that have tokens, I assume. And then maybe arm wrestling. And the Old Maiden, I guess. So we have 5 encounters in here now. And then continue, and we get to choose our equipment. So I think we want the Cardinal Blade. We want the Warrior's Purification, the Shield. Oh, I get all 5 of these, essentially. Okay, I see. So you get to make kind of like a little deck sort of deal that that makes a difference over the course of your encounters. Interesting.
A casual call to heroism. How many adventures start thus?
Okay.
For 100 years, I have thought about nothing but the game. I was defeated. It is true. I became complacent long before then. I thought I knew everything about the game and what it could be. Now you see before you the extent of my research. I have crafted this game anew.
So this is very interesting. So now we have more challenges. We have another story and a new scenario. It sounds like from what he says, it sounds like there are 22 scenarios kind of throughout the course of the game. And I'm assuming that they get a little bit longer and a little bit more challenging every time, you know, with more variables and different things. You got different weapons. We have our inventory here. We have a neglected sword and a villager's axe. Okay, so in order to get the next weapon, I have to go through the cards, I assume, because I'm starting with kind of this basic stuff here. Interesting. This is a very unique game, and it does seem very, very good, honestly. I think I'm going to leave this episode off right here. I know it's a little tiny bit less than 30 minutes, but this seems like kind of a natural stopping point for our introduction to Hand of Fate 2. So kind of shows the basics. It seems on its face very interesting. Once again, this game is Hand of Fate 2. It is available on Steam for $29.99. You will find a link in the description to the Steam page if you want to check it out for yourself. And I think that's pretty much going to do it for today's episode. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.